Hey, pajama bosses, this is Masha dialing in from a secret location today. And I want you to stick with me right until the end today if you want to find out where we are today with pajama bosses. In today's video, it is day 5 for our duplication challenge. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to follow up on a prospect so that you can start creating more duplication in your team. In the first few videos, the first few days of this month, as we're going into the 30-day duplication challenge, we've been talking about how duplication is actually responsible for 80% plus of your income in your network marketing business, and how important it is to put some principles, some processes in place so that you can actually start increasing your income. So as we're going here live, I want you to just tell me where you're dialing in from. Tell me how you're doing today. I'm really super excited to share with you more details, and coming into a new week here in Australia. It is Monday the 5th of September, and we're on day 5 of our duplication challenge. We go live each and every single day at 10 a.m. local Australia time, 5 p.m. Pacific, and 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're right here for the very first time, make sure you go ahead and listen to in detail what we're going to be teaching, because what I'm really trying to share with you is there's some specific things that are going to be in not just increasing the numbers of people that you can recruit in your network marketing business, but it will actually help you long-term to increase the duplication in your team. And that's where the long-term big residual incomes actually come from. It's in creating duplication in your team. So in the first few videos, you can actually go and review them right here on our fan page. And we were sharing many things about how duplication actually comes into play, why it creates such a big difference to people who have duplication in network marketing businesses and people who don't. And also, we have been talking about how you can recruit so that you can start actually duplicating, so that your brand new recruits, so that your brand new members that you recruit will actually start engaging in your business from day one. So super awesome to be here on live with you. And I know that if you're dialing in, make sure if you have any questions, make sure you're just reaching out right here and typing the questions right below this video. And if you're getting any value, make sure you share this. Go ahead and press share right now, or type the names of your teams so that you can tag them along here and they can follow in with you. So let's get into talking about the follow-up. So the last couple of days we've been talking about how to recruit so that you can duplicate in your team, right? And yesterday we're actually talking about the actual script and exact process, how you should be inviting people to your business so that you can actually duplicate that as well. But today I wanted to share with you more about the follow-up process. So we talked about, in the actual recruiting process, the first step is to invite people to your business. The second one is to direct them to a recorded video presentation. And the third one is to actually follow up with a phone call where you're actually collecting a decision from a prospect. So number one thing that I found that is really very important is the psychology of a follow-up. See, we're all definitely very much afraid of the prospect saying no to us after we've spent all this time building a relationship with them, after we spend all this time, sharing the business with them and telling them what to do and where to go and find the information. We're too afraid to actually give them a call and find out what they thought. Anyone ever been in that situation? Say yes. If you're right here and you've been in that situation, say yes. Hey, David. Hey, Chea. Hey, guys. I know you guys just joining in here. So, it's really important that you have the right psychology before you go and follow up on your prospects. And the right psychology really is all about understanding, number one, that you don't need anyone to succeed, that it's all about just finding a few right people. So having that, abundance mindset, having that at the back of your mind, and knowing that you don't absolutely need this person to join for you to succeed is absolutely essential. In fact, the number one thing I learned a few years ago is that we're really just sorting to find the absolutely amazing people who will create, 95% plus of our business. And I have shared this before on some of the videos, but I want to repeat it for you. Over the last 10 years, as Miguel and I have been creating, our network marketing businesses, we have definitely recruited several hundred people. I believe it was over 400 people or so. And, while that is exciting, I want you to understand that almost in our entire income, almost 99% of our income actually comes from the groups of only 6 out of those 400 plus people that we personally recruited. Now, what is that, what is that actually meaning for you? Well, it means that you really need very few good people that you recruit, and then you work with them to actually create duplication and teams of tens of thousands. So if you understand that at the back of your mind, the psychology of a follow-up is really all about sorting. It's almost like an interview process. It's not about convincing people. Thanks for all the likes and hearts. Yeah, that's awesome. So it's really about, not convincing people. It's really going into a follow-up phone call with the end in mind that you're only actually wanting to sponsor this person if they're absolutely excited, putting up their head and wanting to change their life. Now imagine how your business would change if you had that attitude when you're actually following up on your prospects. Rather than what I used to do, and I'm sure some of you had done this as well, is being really fearful when we call, when we follow up, and really wondering whether this person is actually going to say yes or no to us, and really being worried because this means they've personally rejected us. They don't care and trust us because they said no to our business. So the psychology is really important. So when we really believe that we don't really need any one person, then it's also important what we actually say on that follow-up phone call, so that, if this person was to join today in my business, they can actually go and repeat exactly what I'm doing tomorrow, because tomorrow they're going to take action and tomorrow they're going to start recruiting, right? So in a sense, this is a similar approach to what we do when we invite somebody on a phone call. We need to have a simple process that we can teach a brand new recruit in literally just a few seconds, just a few minutes, so that they feel comfortable in actually doing those follow-ups, so that, we obliterate the fear that actually goes on in our heads when we call somebody, when we actually follow up. Does it all make sense? Is this making sense, guys? If it's making sense, give me a few likes. If you can hear me, if you're getting value, definitely go ahead and share this with your team. So, we're talking about follow-up, and number one, we talked about how the psychology that we have around the follow-up phone call, the awareness of what we actually needing to happen in the business. And then number two, it's really very important to know exactly what to say. Exactly what to say. Hey, and so great to see you all online. I see if you're just dialing in, make sure you comment right below and tell me your name, where you're dialing in from. If you're here online for the first time, this is day 5 of our 30-day duplication challenge, and today we're actually streaming from a very secret location, so make sure you stay until the end of the video so I can show you where we are and why we're here. It is Monday here in Australia. Anyway, so let's go back to the follow-up. So we talked about the psychology, and we now talked about how important it is actually to know what to say so that your brand new person, should they want to join, can repeat what you're doing today or tomorrow, right? So here is what we teach our teams, and this has helped us to create teams of tens of thousands around the world. We teach our team to pick up the phone and no matter what happens, ask very simple 3 questions. Would you guys like to know the 3 questions that we teach our team to ask on a follow-up phone call? Who would like to know that? If you'd like to know that, give me a quick like or say yes right below this video. I see you guys are kind of getting some value. You're kind of sticking around, which is great. So say yes. I want to know what the 3 questions are on a follow-up phone call to actually collect a decision without, the fear of somebody rejecting you. So here is what you say. Number 1, the first question you ask a prospect when you call them up is, what did you like the best from what you have seen so far? So we're assuming, the person has by now watched a recorded video presentation, and the reason we are actually directing them, if you've missed some of our previous videos on this page, yesterday we're talking about why a recorded video presentation is so important. It is important because you want the message to always be the same. You want it to be outsourced, so you're not actually spending time, energy, and money on actually doing the presentation. But once somebody has watched it, the first question when you call up, you need to actually know what they thought. And the best way to ask that is, what was the best thing you liked from what you've heard so far? And the reason you're asking an open-ended question is because you want them to identify what is it that they saw in it for themselves. And some people say, look, I love the products or services. And some people say, no, I think, the opportunity in actually doing this business is actually absolutely outstanding. How do I do that? So in a way, you know, having a recorded video presentation is a sorting process. Is actually allowing yourself for people to watch it in their own time. And then as you're calling up, finding where they're actually at. You know, what is it that they actually heard? Of course, if they listened and watched the video, what is it that they actually heard is in it for themselves? So the best question to ask, write this down, is what did you like the best from what you've heard so far? Okay, that's the first question. Once they tell you that, and make sure you're definitely very quiet in listening and them telling you what they want, the next question that is very important to ask is, well, great. Do you have any questions? Again, we're not leading them down a path. We're asking open-ended questions. And at this point, you know, what will happen is the prospect will start to tell you questions, and they will also come up with many objections. So this is the time where you really need to be, you know, starting to practice all of your objection handling. You need to start to be answering some questions about your company, products, opportunity, compensation plan. But there's a trick how you don't actually need to know anything and you can still do this. Would you guys like to know that? Well, the obvious trick is actually linking them up into a three-way phone call with an upline support leader who can answer all the questions, right? So once you've asked them, what did you like the best so far? And you say, great, do you have any more questions? And they say, yes, I do. Say, great, you know what? I would love for somebody who's more experienced than I am in this business to be able to answer everything for you. So, you know, if you have a few minutes now, let me just see if so-and-so is available. And I want to introduce you to somebody who's really successful in this business and who's been helping me to build this business, and they can answer any questions. Is this making sense, guys? Are you with me? Who's with me? I'm going to pause for a second. I know I'm kind of going through this quite fast, but you know, just really, this is important stuff. These details are really important when you're looking at duplication, okay? Are you guys still with me? Give me a few likes. If you're here and you want to know more, give me a few likes. Okay, yeah, cool, okay. So, you know, doing a three-way phone call with an upline support leader will give you a much greater chance to actually duplicate, because this is what you're actually saying to the prospect, saying, look, I don't know everything, but it doesn't matter. I can still do this business. Let me show you, if you join today, how you don't need to learn anything, but you can still do it anyway. Does it make sense? In a way, knowing everything about the business and answering the prospect's question is actually detrimental to you, because what you're doing is actually showing the prospect they need to be an expert. So it's super, super important that you understand that working with an upline support leader on a follow-up, you know, is so, so much more advantageous to you. Because in this way, you're obviously already creating the duplication that you need. Because the minute that you put somebody on a three-way call, they're thinking, well, what did Masha really do? She told me about a recorded video. I watched a video without her, and then she put me to somebody else who's now answering my questions, and she's earning money doing that? Wow. And that's really, again, you know, the key to all duplication in network marketing is all about how can I show the prospect that they can do this tomorrow? If they join, this is so simple, they can do it tomorrow, right? So those are the first two things that happen on a follow-up, and how important it is to have the right psychology, and how important it is to also be able to, you know, link the prospect out with a three-way phone call with an expert so that you can show this business is totally doable and duplicatable. And the final thing, the third and most important question, if you're doing a follow-up alone, or if you're doing it on a three-way call, your upline support leader will help you to do that, is actually to attempt to close, to attempt to sign them up. The best question I found to do that is not, are you ready to join? What do you think? Do you want to join? No, it's actually doing what we call an assume close. And the assume close goes like this. When do you think you're ready to join? Great, so if you have no more questions, when are you ready to get started? Okay, so we're assuming, because we have answered all the questions, we've gone through answering each and every single objection the person has had, now we assume they're ready to join, right? So the best question we can ask is, so when do you think you're ready to join? So, you know, this is the exact process that we've been using for the last, I want to say 8+ years, if not 10 years in our business. That has really helped us to create duplication. That's really helped us to help our team to create incomes, you know, of $5,000, $10,000 a month. And it's helped us to create teams of tens of thousands around the world in 30+ countries. So I want you to understand how important the follow-up is to your duplication process, to actually do it in a way that we've been teaching in this video. However, if you want to go deeper into all this, you are definitely in luck, because in the next 72 hours, we're actually doing a live webinar training on duplication. So right above my video today, there's a link. It's pajamabosses.com/free training. And if you want the link and you can't find it, just type below and say, I want the link, and I will pass you the link. But on this webinar, we're going to go into the details of how we created duplication, into the details of what our system is, and into the details of how just in the last 14 months alone, we have added another 3,000 people to our team. So if you want to join us on that free webinar, make sure you go right now and register. The spaces are limited, so make sure you go right now. And if you got value from this, make sure you tag your team right below this video. And we're going to be live again tomorrow for our 30-day duplication challenge. Same time, same place, 10 a.m. Australia, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to go into the details of a brand new duplication step in your business that is going to give you even more results and recruit more people and create more duplication. Now, I have promised you, if you stayed until the end, you guys want to see where I actually am today. Looks like a beautiful forest behind me, but that's a little deceiving because I'm not in a forest. Would you guys like to know where I am? Say right below, type yes, where are you, Masha, today? Well, today's a really special day. It's actually Miguel's birthday. It's also Monday morning, and we have decided to do something special for Miguel's birthday. He's actually a commercial airline pilot, but he's always had the dream of also learning how to fly a helicopter. So guess where we are today? I'm just turn this video around and show you we're actually at an airfield where Miguel is going to be flying a helicopter very soon. He's actually getting a lesson right now, the theory of how to fly a helicopter. And you know, we're really excited. I think Miguel's really excited about this day. We're gonna have some fun later with some friends and have a party later as well. But in the meantime, you know, the freedom that we have today, the fact that it's a Monday morning and, you know, we were going against traffic, leaving the city to go to an airfield so Miguel can do something that it's on his bucket list. It is all to do with the fact that we've been able to create duplication in our business. So I think that if you're listening to this and if you're looking at creating a 6-figure plus income in your business, then definitely make sure you tune in for these videos every day. Duplication challenge is on. Make sure you share it with everyone and come to our free webinar. The link is right below above this video. I'll see you tomorrow again, same time, same place. Bye for now.